Hello everybody and welcome to another replay from Region of Hispania. I apologise for the mic quality and I will let you know that I am getting a brand new mic in about a week or two. It's going to be really good. It's going to cost me over £150, so the quality will be a lot better. Anyways, doing a replay here between me, ZEVA, Hispania and ZEVA TALON. I'm playing Egypt and my opponent is playing Epirus. So let's watch. As we're loading up, we're playing on the Meta Center. I played this battle quite a bit ago, and it was a very intriguing game. I've known Talon now for many months, and he's a great player. Always fun to chat with. A lot of banter. Alright, we're on the battlefield. Let's go for the build, shall we? I'm playing as Egypt. I have 4 Levy Furrier Spears, 3 Citizen Cav, 2 on the left and 1 on the right. I have 4 Galatian Rail Guard and 4 Egyptian Slingers, as well as a African War Elephant General. My opponent, ZEVA TALON, on the other hand, has 3 Thessalian Cav, 2 Italian Cav, and a Hellenic Royal Cav. He has 2 Italian swords on his right flank and an Libyan levy on the left. He has 2 Illyrian levies. So he has overall 4 Illyrian levies and 2 mercenary Etruscan hoplites. So 3 mercenary Etruscan hoplites, and as far as I can see, 2 Samnite warriors. Let's begin. Oh, I also have a unit of skirmisher cav.
Riders, advance! Quickly now!
Try and go into zoom in on now. Not many people bring skirmisher cav. I don't usually bring skirmisher cav, but I didn't have enough. I wanted a bit of missile jav cav, but I didn't have the money for a Tarantine, and I didn't want to spend on anything else, so I decided to get a skirmisher cav. So I don't really use them, so it was an experiment at the time to see if they would do well. We'll see, won't we? I'm moving him to try and get position of his Thessalian cav when he moves an Illyrian levy in to try and cut me off. See there, he's reforming his very good cav Thessalian, very cost effective and a very good heavy shock cav. You might see them if you ever see Epirus or Macedon play, you'll most definitely always see Thessalian cav being used. I'm gonna get a nice jab volley. And I just about bait a javelin volley from the Illyrian levies. I think I took a little bit of hit point damage, but I wasted the javelin volley for them. It's going to be quite good. I want to waste as many javelin volleys as I can from these cheap units that have the volleys, because I have an elephant, and I don't want to waste the javelin volleys. I don't want those javelin volleys to get their target on an elephant. So I'm playing it a bit risky and trying to get some jab volleys off on these Thessalian cavs, thinking that he might try and get me. So I decided to go for a couple of some rear shots on the Illyrian levies, so now he turns them around. So manoeuvring. I had to do a little bit of cav skirmishing. And kiting back a smidge. And the key is to make him lose patience. If he gets annoyed about this one skirmisher cav, I make him do rash decisions. Like I've now been able to bring my skirmisher cav in range with his Thessalians and Italians, which means I can start getting some very nice javelin volleys off on the side of them. Don't get any kills, but I do get some hit more damage, which is always good. So a unit's not always determined by its health; it's also determined by its hit point damage. A full unit of 60 could take a lot of hit point damage. One javelin volley could take out about 20 units of cavalry if used correctly.
Riders, advance!
So he's moving his Thessalian cav a bit closer, and he's trying to get a bit closer with me. We'll see how that goes for him. I'm getting a few nice shots on the back of these Thessalians. And I've accidentally left a Furrier Spear in the open here. That was my fault for mismicroing. and he's going to get a charge with the Italians. I'm lucky it was an Italian cav, not a Thessalian, or that would have decimated the unit off the bat. He also threw in a javelin volley that actually did more damage to his own cav than it did my levy. I'm trying to pull the levy back, and I brought a Glacial Guard in. The only thing is, he's brought in an Italian sword a bit closer than what he should do. If we look over here, if I pause for a second, if we look over here, as he was microing on the other side, I have been getting a nice amount of kills with these skirmish caps, which are paying off very nicely. Anyways, I see he's bringing his Italians a bit close, so I decide to let them get the charge on the Illyrians. And I will charge in. And I will charge in with the Glacial Guard, which will shred this Italian sword to smithereens, as there's no nearby support. Look at all that cav carnage over there with that one. For my Illyrian Furious, because I want to use up all the ammunition before I get him into combat, he will get a charge of his Thessalians on me, which is a shame. But he will take heavy damage, and I will pin down his cav with my citizen cav. He does manage to do a bit of a shock pull through onto some of my slingers, which is fun. But then I decide to use my elephant to try and destroy some of this cav. Does alright, I get a few kills on the cav, which is very good. There's a big cluster screwing over here, look at that! Citizen cav versus Italians, you know. First time I've ever seen Citizen cav do well. See, I've managed to pin up, and I managed to hit, my Citizen cav actually is winning quite well against these Italians, because I got the charge and they didn't. So it's quite good. I'm doing alright on the infantry along the line. This Samnite's doing some work, but along the line I'm versing Etruscan hoplites and doing relatively well. He finally caught my skirmisher cav with his Thessalian. But my elephants are doing quick work, and I also got a nice charge on those levies with my citizen cav to pin them in place, so I could try and move them around like this. But he very good talent. So Michael moving all these Illyrians around to try and get the javelins on these guys, because these guys are the game decider. Anyway, so I've won with my Glacial Guard against the Samnites, which is a very good win, so I can now use it to pin up some levies to stop from the javelin volleys. These Persians are doing some carnage in my backline with these slingers, but there's not much I can do. Anyways, I'm managing to move my African elephants around, and he's Furious are way out of position now, so I have free roam of the battlefield with my elephants late game. So I decide to move over my citizen cav to get a nice rear charge. And so I'm trying to help this Glacial Guard that's struggling a smidge. The only problem is the order's not doing very well. I do engage mercenary Etruscan hoplite in the back, and I will call in my elephant now to back up this engagement. He doesn't hoplite well, but he's got no melee nearby, and to be honest, this is doing a very good work pinning up both of his. He's pinning up his general as well. He's had to call his general in to deal with his citizen cav, which isn't the real ideal purpose that he wants to use his Hellenic Royal Cav for. So I'm making time. I'm using my elephants quite well actually, and I'm ripping through this unit. 23 kills, just shattered the morale. Shattered the morale of the enemy. I'm using my citizen cav to stop this Aurelian levy, get the charge of my Furious. Oh, it was a pretty weird charge, I don't get the kills. Really? He tries to get a javelin, he does get a successful javelin volley off on the elephants, but for somehow, luckily, he didn't get any kills with them. And well, my javelin did go berserk, but it was not a bad berserk. It did actually go berserk into exactly where I wanted them to go, which was quite lucky for me. They rally back quite quickly, if I remember correctly. He's doing a bit of carnage in the background on my thing, but I've got enough citizen cav left now that I'm moving on citizen cav to deal and pin down his enemy, to pin down his general. It's quite a close game to be honest, and I very enjoyed it. Talon's a very fun player to play with. Brings interesting builds. It always gives me a challenge. I've lost to him many times as well. He's a very good player. I wouldn't have him with the rest of him. He's great personality as well. He does get another jab volley off, and he does kill an elephant unfortunately. And he uses the scare ability, so intimidate ability on them as well. Don't know what I was doing, routed them, but it's quite good, it's a scare effect. I am winning this battle quite heavily, and there's not much you can do now. I don't think I get that many kills, but they were very key. They were very key for the late game, just for the scare effect. Hellenic Royal Cavs just getting killed by Citizen Cav at its overwhelming powers, and some Delivering Furios, which are not bad against, which are quite good against Cav if they don't get if they don't get charged anyways. So it's a good game to my opponent. And if he's no Talon personally, he's a great guy. And I want to thank you for the game. It was a great game. Let's have a zoom in here. Hellenic Royal Cav got quite a few kills at Hellenic Royal Cavs. 220 kills. He didn't use it very well on the right to deal with the Cav. Should have used it to really hit the side of the back of my Glacial Royal Guard. Or even try and pin up my elephants. Would have been a great idea with them. Choose London. It was a very great game, and thank you to my opponent. And I'll see you later for another Look Forward to replay. Bye bye.